Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm sporting my Texas hat today because we're talking rodeo here in a little bit. So it was the best and closest thing I had for a rodeo look. I have a straw hat, but it looks like my dog chewed a corner of it off or something or other. Anyways, we're gonna be talking Gerry Rodeo here, and I can't wait to talk to the guys and share what they're gonna be doing this year, because it's that time of year again. Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are streaming live, and thanks for joining us. And if you are watching this later on in the day or throughout the week, we are on at 2 and 8 every single day on channel 1301 on Spectrum. So I hope you enjoy the show today. If you are watching and you want to ask a question or have a comment regarding what we're talking about, or if you have an announcement, like Linda sometimes calls in and talks about the Lions Club and so forth, easy peasy. We'll channel you in through our speaker here. We'll listen to you, and you can announce whatever you want to announce or ask a question at 716-753-5225. 753-5225. If you're shy or you see this show during the week and you can't call in, obviously, because we're not in the studio at that point, you can email us at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. How easy is that? Why do we do it? Why do we ask you for your information? Because we're live every Saturday morning, and as far as I know, we're the only live thing other than radio. My friends at the radio station, of course, will be announcing things throughout the week, but I get to do it on the weekend here and let you know what's going on. I want to do a shout out to everybody at Chautauqua Institution. Good morning. Welcome back to the institution and the summer. I know things are hopping and you're having a lot of fun over there, concerts and shows and lectures and all that sort of thing. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. The weather's a little soggy this morning, but I think it's supposed to clear off. I have a few things I want to share with you that's going on as well, but I have a few other things to talk about here. Let's see. Good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown. Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. If you're touring through Jamestown, if you're on your way to wherever on Tuesdays, check us out. You can listen to the show once again. And Jason Sample and the guys, they make me sound really good on the radio. I don't know what they do. They have a filter or something. They take out all the mistakes, Justin. We know when I get tongue-tied, somehow they eliminate all that. That is good. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
What happens to the show? It runs to 3 minutes?
Justin, I don't know why I keep you around. You all can't hear all the comments he does. He's always giving me a hard time over here. It's lots of fun. Hey, why don't you do our shout out to our friends in the Ukraine, Natalia and friends. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in with us once again, and you're in our thoughts. Tarp Skunks, we were talking about them a few weeks ago. We went to the game, and my guest was just telling me that they were playing last night, and I looked it up on my handy-dandy Post-Journal mobile app here, and they won last night, and they are in the playoffs. They're going to be playing again tomorrow, so fingers crossed for a successful playoffs series. Tarp Skunks playing ball. Okay, want to do a hello to some folks in Barcelona at When Pigs Fly, at Cherry Creek community and Mayville community. Our band, the Midnight Growlers, got to play 3 times this week. You guys are wearing me out. Had a great time everywhere, and the reason why I bring this up, because there's music everywhere throughout the county, even during the week sometimes. A lot of the communities are having music in the park, as was Cherry Creek and Mayville, and they continue throughout August. I can't believe it's the end of July almost, and we're into August already, but there's music lots of places. So please support live music, theater, other kinds of things that are going on in our communities. Also, today, Farmers Market in Westfield, as well as the Arts and Crafts Fest that's going on right now. I know it's raining a little bit, but I think according to what I saw in the weather scan there, it's going to clear off this afternoon, later this morning. So get your umbrellas if you're not afraid of a little rain, and go check that out. Mayville has a farmers market on Thursdays. I understand, I just was told the other day, they're extending the hours from not 1 to 4, but 1 to 5 now. For those of you that work a little bit later in the day, you can get over to the farmers market there, and they're offering some really good products, fresh produce from our local farms, baked goods, and so forth. Jamestown, Saturday mornings as well. They have a big farmers market there as well. Up and down, I don't remember what street it is. It used to be Cherry Street. It could still be there, but anyways, that's happening there. And what's better than getting local produce grown right here in our community, sitting on your table for supper or lunch or whatever, fruits and vegetables, meats and poultry and things like that, milk, cheeses, things, all good. All right. Hey, let's pop up that Sherman Days one I have for us, Jeff. Okay. Next Saturday, I'm announcing it now, that there's something called Sherman Days. All right, it's been around for quite a few years, and there's a little museum there, and it's not a typical museum the way you think of it, but it's like a little village, and it's older buildings that they collected over the years, and they have something called the Yorker Museum there. And I'm very pleased to tell you that I'll be performing there from 2:30 to 4 at the gazebo there. And my friend Mike Gerhalt will be there from 1 to 2:30. And before that, another friend of mine, Sean McCain, from 12 to 1. And as you can see on the graphic there, there's going to be various little demonstrations. Leather tooling, wool spinning, braided, what does that say? Rug making? Boy, I can't read that. Broom making, thank you. Thank you. Basket weaving, braided rug making. If you look at it from where I'm sitting, the letters break up. Sorry, that I need glasses that far. And then I think at 4 o'clock, they're going to have some dulcimers. I've never heard dulcimer players. It's real pretty sound to it, okay? So anyways, that's coming up next Saturday, and then I see there's going to be some horse-drawn wagon rides and so forth. And it's just going to be a fun weekend there in Sherman. So almost every community has something going on. I even heard that I think there's supposed to be a car show in Ripley today. If I don't get the announcements, a lot of this stuff is just, by word of mouth. So please, if you have something going on, send it to us and we'll be happy to get it on the air for you. All right. Let me think, anything else I want to tell you right off the bat. All right, so we have some announcements, so let's get to them, and then my guests are anxiously awaiting to talk rodeo. This is new. This is something everybody in Chautauqua County should know about, so let's get that up there in slide 15. Accompanied by community members and local officials, the Chautauqua County Health Department held an open house recently unveiling their new mobile health vehicle this past July 19th. In 2021, Chautauqua County accepted funds to purchase the vehicle from a Center for Disease Control, otherwise known as the CDC. It was through a grant facilitated by New York State Department of Health. The vehicle serves as an extension of the health department. It is complete with a full exam room, limited laboratory capabilities, and a waiting area. The new addition allows them the opportunity to bring the health department straight into our neighborhoods with an emphasis on providing services to those vulnerable, stated Dr. Michael Falk, Chief Medical Officer and Interim Public Health Director. We are excited to collaborate with our community partners, municipalities, and in particular schools to utilize this vehicle to its fullest potential. Side note, transportation is a huge issue still in our county for a lot of folks that live in the rural areas, and boy, this would be a great benefit to all of them. The mobile vehicle will provide the following things: community environmental health education, health and resources for new parents such as infant growth and development, safe sleep, breastfeeding support, safety, nutrition, and immunizations, early childhood screening such as for developmental delays and lead poisoning. Yeah, we're still checking kids for lead poisoning. It seems hard to believe in this day and age, but a lot of these older homes, you don't think about it. You move into a home after someone else has been there and maybe they didn't have kids, or they lived there for a long time, and no one was thinking about the paint there, and some of that paint still has lead in it. And we don't want kids chewing on that or getting it in their system, or even yourselves. Information on environmental hazards, immunization services, preventative care, assist with linking to partner agency services, harm reductions, emergency response. The vehicle will also be used as a public health emergency and disaster response vehicle on an as-needed basis, partnering with the Office of Emergency Services. And they're right here, right around the corner from where we're sitting. The addition of the new mobile clinic will be a welcome addition to the Chautauqua County and will add diversity and additional resources that Chautauqua County can offer, said Noel Gutman, the Chautauqua County Office of Emergency Services Director. This new vehicle will also be a force multiplier for emergency services by having an option for patients to be seen remotely in cooperation with the county health for extended or unique calls for service. So I thought you wanted to know that. I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's keep on moving. This is another announcement from my fellow Rotarians in Jamestown. We talked about something they did last week. Well, this is what they did this week. The Greater Jamestown AM Rotary announced another donation into their efforts to support local youth and literacy programs. For 2 years in a row, the club has sponsored the Waterfront Foundation effort to provide free backpacks, school supplies, and books to children that are in need. The foundation is a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation established in 2019 to raise funds that support the mission, services, and programs of the Chautauqua Center. This year, the group was thrilled to accept a donation of $2,000 for backpacks and $1,500 for books from the Greater Jamestown AM Rotary Club. The books will be given to Jamestown pediatric patients through the Read to Me, that's what it's called, Read to Me, TCC program that helps make doctor appointments more enjoyable and supplements the lack of reading materials at home. At appointments, the Chautauqua Center pediatricians model reading aloud to the patients and use books to assess fine motor skills and development. Great idea. As a bonus, the children are growing their own library as they get to take a new book home following each appointment. The donation from Greater Jamestown AM Rotary will provide about 6 months worth of books in both Spanish and English for the TCC Jamestown patients. Now, you might say, oh, what's the big deal with a book? Having been a teacher and a dad of 4 kids, books are still pretty darn cool these days. Kids will take them home, they cherish them, they share them, they love to look at them over and over and over again, just like we watch reruns on TV. Well, the same thing with books. So this is really cool. In August, the group is hosting a free family event to celebrate National Health Center Week. The Chautauqua Center Community Picnics are well known for being the largest backpack and school supply giveaway in the county, providing hundreds of local students with much needed supplies for the school year. The 10th annual event will be held in Dunkirk at the Salvation Army from 11 to 1 p.m. on Tuesday, August 8th, and in Jamestown at the Jackson Taylor Park from 11 to 1 on Thursday, August 10th. In addition, backpacks are offered to every school district in the county so that students from all areas have the chance to benefit. The Greater Jamestown AM Rotary has provided ongoing support for the backpack distribution and has helped to stuff backpacks in preparation for the events. All right, so good on all of you. And what's the big deal about backpacks? Well, not everybody can afford a backpack, and sometimes kids get picked on if they show up without the cool things. So this gives everybody an even playing field. So good for you guys, all of you. And let's see. All right, so going ahead a little bit further, just to remind you that this is a continuation. The Chautauqua Center is providing health and well-being events for the community, and they're going to have some community picnics. So I want to just go a little deeper on that. The events I told you is going to be held in Dunkirk from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Dunkirk Community Picnic Center. Yeah, I know, I'm working on it. August 8th at the, it's on, okay. August 8th at the Salvation Army in Dunkirk. These things you got to take your time with. Jamestown Community Picnic will be August 8th at the Jackson Taylor Park, Chautauqua Park on Washington Street. Okay, and we talked a lot about all that sort of thing, and just summarize one more time. More than 20 community partners and agencies will be on hand with information, activities, and services at these picnics. And it's just a fun day. Things like they're going to have Marty's Bubblegum Machine, a bounce house, and games with events by Scott, health information, an obstacle course, and a whole lot more. Plus, the Jamestown Public Market will be on hand giving out free produce. So again, public picnics, family picnics, on August 8th in Dunkirk, and then August 10th in Jamestown. Okay, and finally, Dream It, Do It. Okay, our friends over at JCC through the Manufacturers Association. Let's see, I don't think we have a graphic for that. They're providing a free week-long manufacturing camp. This event is for grades 8 through 12. The event will take place at the Jamestown Community College's Manufacturing Technology Institute, called MTI, and that's going to be held August 7 through 11, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Participants will learn about the manufacturing process, tour a local manufacturer, and manufacture a different project each day. How cool is that? Students participating get to build a project and take it home with them. Lunch is provided. Participants also get a t-shirt. The manufacturing camp is a great opportunity that enables students grades 8 through 12 to explore careers in the world of advanced manufacturing through hands-on activities where they learn about manufacturing process and build projects, stated Todd Tranum, who's the executive director of Dream It, Do It in Western New York, and he's also the president of Dream It, Do It Western New York throughout the region. An important component of educating students is connecting them with a sense of purpose and agency. Students learn about career opportunities in our region as it helps them envision a purpose of what they are learning. Okay, and if you're interested, you can give the Melissa Hamels, well, there's no phone number, but you can contact her at mhines@DIDIWNY, so that's all one word, DIDIWNY.com, and that's Melissa Hamels, okay? So that's it for now, and we're going to take a little breather. Stay tuned, we're going to be talking rodeo.
every day across America. Excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Fresh produce, we were talking about that, and that goes hand in hand with Feed America. There's a group out of the Buffalo area, Western New York, that does very similar things, and we have the food banks in our communities as well. Okay, I keep saying we're going to talk about rodeo. Let's do it. Welcome back, Tom Atwell and Paul Cooley. You guys have been on the show with what, five times with me or so?
Yeah. It's 5.
Has it been? This is the fifth or
I think this is 5.
5 times? Okay, it would have been 6, but we had that silly thing called the pandemic that messed up our lives for quite a while. So I'm glad you're back. Rodeo. Paul, you're the historian. So I've been told. So people traditionally don't think of Chautauqua County in terms of rodeo. They think in terms of Chautauqua Institution, they think of boating and fishing. So how in the world did rodeo get to Chautauqua County?
Well, back in 1944, when they originally organized the Gerry Volunteer Fire Department, they were looking for a way to make money, and a cowboy named Jack Cox moved from Colorado to work helping to build planes up at the Jamestown Airport. And the factory was up there. And he proposed that to the Gerry Fire Department because he became a member. And they thought he was crazy. Rodeo would never work. And here we are 78 years later. It's bigger and better than ever. And under the guidance of our chairman, Tom Atwell here, this has become what the longest consecutive rodeo east of the Mississippi.
Wow.
And a lot of people think of maybe as one of those things where local cowboys or would-be cowboys get on a bull or a horse, and this is not it. This is professional rodeo, and those who participate in this earn points toward the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. So it's big time. Last year we had 230 some cowboys and cowgirls from 32 states.
Holy mackerel.
And we're looking for pretty much the same. I think, Tom, we have probably that many this year.
At least.
Yesterday was the final day for registering, and we should have those figures shortly.
78 years.
78 years.
Holy mackerel. That's, how do I say this in the best way? So many times people poo-poo their surroundings. They don't, it's like I remember living in Buffalo and people say, we're going to Niagara Falls. Well, I've been there like a million times. Like, oh, what's the big deal? Well, when you live in the county, you think of Gerry Rodeo, I'll say, what's the big deal? This is a big deal when you say this is, where people earn professional points towards their careers, and that's money, right? I mean, this is how they make a living.
Some of them are, yes. We've had people come into Gerry that were just outside of the top 12 or top 15 and ended up making the national finals in Las Vegas, going for $10 million, total prize money of over $10 million.
Holy mackerel. And they do this like year in, year out, day in, day out?
Yep.
That's going to be tough on the body. Well, we're going to talk about some of those events here in a little bit. So, Tom, you're the chairman?
Yeah.
And you've been this for some time now.
I just had that question posed to me the other day, and I had to actually think, this is my 19th year.
Oh my gosh. You better give him an award here pretty soon there, Paul. How long have you been involved with this?
61 years I've been involved.
61 years?
I'm so old. I'm so old, I remember when Tom was born, so.
I don't want to, wow. 60. We were like 3 years old when you started? Holy cow.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, so you guys, this is in your blood. This is in your DNA, and that's really cool. You know, and I think each of our areas, and I kind of stress this throughout the year when we're talking about Jamestown, Gerry, Silver Creek, Ripley, Mayville, everybody has their pride. Everybody has their something, you know, and this obviously is got to be Gerry's.
It is. You saying that about in your DNA,
Yeah.
my granddaughter
Uh-oh.
is just starting to get into helping. So
Generational.
that'll be the 5th generation.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys a tough question, and if you don't know the answer, just pass on it. But being the town historian for Ripley, I'm always digging into the stuff. Now, you telling me a little bit about the history of the rodeo, but where does Gerry come from? And people that are watching right now, do not go there and say, where's Gerry? Because Gerry doesn't exist. Gerry is Gerry, Gerry. So where did Gerry come from, the name Gerry?
It's named after one of the signers of Elbridge Gerry,
Mm-hmm.
who was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've never asked you that question before. Well, that is way cool. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to find out more
Yeah,
about him
that's-
myself. So, where was he from? This area?
I don't know.
That I don't know, but I just know that that's where it came from.
Okay. Well, you know, in Ripley, it used to, the hamlet used to be called Quincy. People don't know that, and we don't know where the name Quincy came from, but I have a feeling it's sort of like that, probably John Quincy Adams or something like that. And you know, and even the name Ripley comes from a general who never stepped foot in Ripley, but was a War of 1812 hero. So we name our towns for people that are famous. So I'm gonna look that up. I did not know that. That is cool. All right, so before we get into the events, this is where I want to go. All right. This rodeo, according to what you just said, Paul, 78 years ago was established for a purpose to help the fire department. Mm-hmm. So tell me about your fire department in Gerry, and we'll go from there. So what's happening there? What does it look like? What do you got?
We've got a new ambulance,
Okay.
a heavy rescue, 2 engines, and a tanker,
Okay.
and an ATV with a self-enclosed trailer.
All right. We were talking before the show that I was involved with the Ripley Fire Department as a fire commissioner, which is like being on the board of directors. I wasn't a fireman. I was helping them with the overall system, if you will. And when we were pricing out vehicles, and this is a number of years ago, I was astounded by the cost of a fire truck. What is a typical, I don't know, pick any truck and tell us how much they cost. I don't care.
Well, I can tell you what an ambulance costs.
Tell me about an ambulance cost.
One we just purchased was $250,000, and then to outfit it the way we wanted it, it ended up being almost $300,000.
$300,000. Do you get any state aid? Any help on that?
No, it was a generous donation of a town member.
Okay, but still, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
$300,000 for an ambulance. And how many times does that ambulance go out every year?
We run approximately. Now I can switch hats because I don't be the.
Yeah, that's
assistant
okay, it's all right.
I'm also an assistant fire chief.
Okay.
We run between 250 and 300 calls a year.
Lives depend on you guys.
Not only for our own district, but we do go outside our district and help mutual aid departments,
All right.
neighboring
And
departments.
we talked about that before the show today, and people, let's use that term again, mutual aid. I hadn't really heard too much about this until I got involved again with the department. And a lot of people don't realize that when you hear that whistle blow, it's also calling out to other communities. For instance, Gerry would go where? Where would you go?
We go Faulkner, Sinclairville, Fluvanna, Ellery. We've been as far as South Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
We have gone into Warren County, PA.
So we cross the state lines, right? Mm-hmm. I know for Ripley, we go into northeast Pennsylvania. We go up into Westfield, over to Sherman, probably even Harbor Creek, wherever. The other day, there was a terrible accident on the thruway below northeast and there was our fire chief, with an ambulance and crew. And so why is there a need for mutual aid?
Because there's not enough volunteers right now, and the thing is, if you can count on your neighboring departments, they come with more manpower to help you out
Yeah.
and do whatever you need to do.
So let's do commercial right now. Are you looking for firemen? Of course you are. Firemen, firewomen, firefighters, whatever the term is, right?
We'll take anybody from 14 up.
14 on up.
14, you can join as a junior member, and then that's where they start picking up some of the basic skills, learn where things at.
Mm-hmm.
I hate using the term gopher, but on a fire scene, you need a lot
Absolutely.
of those.
Everybody has their role, right?
Yeah, they all have their space and their place, and it works well.
Okay. What are there any other requirements other than older than 14? I mean, do you have to be physically fit, or certain height or weight, or
We do get physicals every year.
Mm-hmm.
Height, weight, no.
Okay.
It's just
Whatever you can do.
Yeah.
All right, and so there's a place for everybody. I know there's fire police, and there's people that actually do the firefighting. There's people that even make sandwiches and coffee, the auxiliaries and things like that, right?
Yep, the auxiliaries are a huge asset to us. EMTs are another place where most departments are hurting.
Okay, and with EMTs, you get trained through the fire department, or how's that work?
That's through the state.
Okay, is there a cost for the firefighters?
Just their time.
Okay.
Normally, the state covers the cost of the EMTs.
Okay, and then paramedics, that's a whole nother world, right?
That's the next level up.
Mm-hmm.
That is expensive. That generally is covered by either the fire departments or the individual.
So, if you were talking to the folks on the other side of the TV screen right now, what would you say to them? Why would they want to join?
It's a brotherhood. It is a national brotherhood,
Mm-hmm.
or sisterhood, however you want to use it. The term. You really learn to rely on the people with you.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing good, and sometimes you're not putting out a fire. Maybe you're helping somebody that's been stranded, or in a car accident, or even in their own homes. I know over the years people have fallen, and it's not, they just can't get up or get out. So I mean, I've seen firemen out with me in the middle of a grape field where a farmer got stuck and he was stranded and he couldn't get off his tractor, and they came out. It was anything whatever it takes, right?
Personally,
Yeah.
I have an experience that these firemen saved our house. We had
Really?
a fire that occurred, and within minutes, the first one through the door was Tom Atwell with a fire extinguisher, and I'm sure it saved our house. And,
Well, yeah.
So they're there all hours of the day and night, and up at 3 in the morning to
Yep.
answer a call.
Right.
It's very, very important to me.
And for all our communities, right? I think there's a fire department in almost every
Yeah.
significant
Yep.
community. All right, so fire departments are very important. The Gerry Fire Department is without exception important. So now let's talk, what does that got to do with the rodeo?
All the proceeds from the rodeo, that's what we run on. Buy all our supplies, outfit all our firemen. We do have a contract with the town, but this is our fundraiser. We don't do chicken barbecues, we don't do bingo, we don't do a lot of the other stuff. The rodeo is our fundraiser.
For those who have never been to the rodeo, how many people can you take in one evening? I mean, if you had the best night in the world, how many people would be there?
About 3,600.
3,600 people in Gerry. And you have, grandstand and
Yep.
seats and all that sort of thing. All right.
2 years ago, we had I think we had 3,450.
Okay. That's,
And that's paying customers. That's not counting the help that comes in and sits to watch the show and stuff like that.
okay, so let's go step by step. So right now, if I'm watching this, you go like, oh, rodeo, that's in Gerry. So Gary's on the other side of Jamestown, right? Faulkner area, that way. And I'm going to bring my kids. So if I'm going to take the kids, we got to eat. And so what do you guys offer to them?
Well, we not only have the roast beef dinners that are served, that's a traditional thing. We served 3,000 dinners last year.
3,000 dinners?
3,000 dinners in 4 nights.
Woo!
And they put about 1,000 pounds of beef over wood fires every day.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the place smells great.
I bet it
And you get a full dinner, and those are served every day from 5 until 8 o'clock, the start of the thing.
All right, so when you say full dinner, so you got roast beef sandwich or roast beef?
Oh,
How's that work?
It's a sliced roast beef with, of course, you got gravy. You got that secret recipe.
Okay, I'm not saying what it is.
Okay, we don't know either. Tom and I don't know what. Anyway,
You'd think I'd know, but they don't.
You know, they
I
have to tell you.
That's it.
Well, of course, they'll kill you if they have to tell you.
the secret recipe sauce is in demand. And of course, then there's corn and cottage cheese and the kettle brown potatoes. You have to have those.
Right.
You only get those this place. I don't know if any other place that serves them. Tossed salad, a roll, ice cream, and a drink.
Whoa.
All
You did say complete. So all right. Well, so what are the prices this year?
The adult dinner's 18 and the child is 12.
You cannot go to a restaurant right now and beat that. A
No.
complete meal. I
Right.
know. We go out from time to time, and you just can't beat that.
And you don't have to give a tip. So you save that.
No tax, no tip.
No
I mean, it's
tax, no tip.
$18 for an adult
And
for a
it's
complete roast
served
beef
in
dinner.
that dining hall that's air conditioned and beautiful place to eat a dinner.
Do you need reservations?
No,
Walk-ins only.
walk-ins.
All right. From 5 to 8, you're serving that.
Right.
All right.
And takeouts are available too.
Okay. So now folks are listening. So if you have your family, you can go and get dinner.
Yep.
Right. So
And then we also have the Midway that has about 20 vendors. Anything you could think of. Western wear, jewelry, fried dough, cotton candy, French fries, hamburgers, hot dogs.
Beef sandwiches.
So lots of
Beef sandwiches are available.
so lots of
there.
options there.
Yeah, if you don't want to go to the dinner, the beef sandwiches are available. That's that same beef that's cooked out there over the fires. There are kids' activities, sand art, face painting, pony rides.
This is a full family affair here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they can come in. And of course, there's no cost to get in the Midway and take and participate in those things. You can pick out what you want. And
And Doc, you did make mention of a family affair. We do not serve alcohol on the grounds.
Okay. So alcohol free.
that's a long story too.
Okay.
Very quickly, originally they decided to have back in the 40s, they decided to have a horse pull,
Okay.
and they're going to have a beer tent.
All right.
And the newly formed fire department, half the members quit because it was very conservative. It was a dry town.
That's right.
And the newly elected fire chief quit. They went ahead and had it on a Sunday afternoon. And they say the worst storm that ever came through Gerry blew their tents down, ruined the whole thing, and there's never been any beer on the ground since.
It was decided by a higher power.
God was trying to tell
You
them
shall not
about it.
drink on the Sabbath or on Sunday either.
That's a classic story.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's important for families to know that. Is, sometimes, there's time and place for alcohol, and there's time and place where you want it to be alcohol free, so that's great. Now, some people nowadays are vaping and smoking. Is that permissible?
We ask them if they can just please step outside the stands.
Okay. Because a lot of people have allergies and asthma and things like that, so that's important too. All right, so we got food, we've got stuff to look at or buy if you're into Western wear and other kinds of things. Now, what about the rodeo itself? How much is that and all that sort of thing?
Okay, the adult show is 18, child show is 12, and the senior discount is 17. But for those that are cost conservative, you can get an adult senior combination for 30, which is the dinner and show, and a child combination for 18.
That's pretty decent.
So you save $6 there on a combo if you want to do both.
Again, if you go to the movies, you do anything nowadays, that's still in the ballpark, guys. So what you're telling me is for $30, I can go to the rodeo and get dinner.
Yes.
So that's a $60 night for two of us. I paid more than that for dinner recently. Well, that's terrific. All right. We haven't even talked about dates. When is it?
August 2nd to the 5th.
Next Wednesday through Saturday.
And the times are always the same? Or how's that
The
work?
show starts at 8 o'clock each night.
8 till what, 10?
Between 10 and 10:30.
Okay.
With that many contestants, we actually are limiting the number for the show to keep it so, because the person sitting in the stands that can only absorb what their bottom can withstand.
And my attention span is like that of a fruit fly. So, you do get a little weary, and from both ends. So from 8 to 10:30. Now, as far as parking goes, how's that work?
Parking's at a donation, and it's right there on the grounds.
Okay, so it's not, okay, by donation. So if you want to pay whatever you feel, that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you want to buy free, you know.
Okay, so it's up to anybody that wants
Yeah.
to do it. And those proceeds go to the fire department?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Now,
All right.
we do have a couple, one night that I really want to hit on,
please do.
as we're talking fire departments and such. Our Thursday night is our military and first responder appreciation night. Their tickets are $10 for a show ticket, but they must have their valid ID,
Gotcha.
and they have to be purchased at the barn
Okay,
at our office.
all righty. So military and first responders on Thursday. Okay, that's terrific.
Oh, and also there are pre-sale tickets available through tomorrow night, Sunday night.
So where do you get them?
You can get them online or by phone.
Okay,
Or if they're in the area, they can go to Exit 12 Quickfill, the Country Fair in Gerry, and the Country Fair at Route 60 and 20.
You save a couple of dollars on tickets. So.
okay.
But that information is all available on the Gerry Rodeo website, which is simply www.gerryrodeo.org. The history of the rodeo and the prices, everything are on that website.
Okay, so now the rodeo. This is the best
Away
part.
we
as far
go.
as other than the food, it's the rodeo is the best though. All right, so when people always think in rodeo, they think, I don't know, horseback riding or whatever. I can't even bronco busting or riding a bull. So you guys, I'm going to let you take it, and Jeff, I'm going to let you pop up pictures as they're talking, and you guys have done this before, so I'm going to sit back and just kind of
And
listen.
we'll let Jeff do the pictures, and then we can.
Okay, Jeff's going to pop them up right now, he said. Okay, here we go.
8 events.
Okay. So Jeff, go ahead and you can pop up something. All right, here we go. History time.
These are a few of old time pictures you can see from the cars and the dress. Those were in the days when the rodeo went for an entire week.
Is that you back there by the barn? I can't tell, Paul.
That barn is still there.
Yeah, I guess I have seen that. That's got to be early 50s or late 40s, that picture? I mean, I'm looking at the
in
cars.
the 40s. It was there when the rodeo started.
Okay. Black and white. Oh, ba.
We originally had a full-time live band. Now it's all done digitally with music, but you can see some. The tuba player is Don Jordan,
Uh-huh.
who ran the funeral home in Sinclairville for
Okay.
years and years. So that was our live
So
band.
we got slide trombones, you got a drummer, some trumpets, and a tuba. I bet that was a lot of fun having a live music like that. But you can reproduce it now. And it's probably a lot easier too to sync it with the events.
It is.
That's our first ambulance.
It looks more like a hearse.
they used to
Double duty?
Double duty.
I was just gonna say because it's got that flag on the front.
Yes, got the flag
Oh
on
my
it.
gosh, that'd be kind of scary if you saw that coming to your house.
That's the original food line.
Okay.
It's been updated, but it's pretty much the same thing now.
I love the hats. Very nice. Quite a few people. So just kind of go right down the line and get your food. All right.
Originally, they came in by train. Train went right through the middle of Gerry, and they would, townspeople, you see, they would unload the stock and close down Route 60 and drive the stock down to the rodeo grounds.
When was the last time you saw 20 women in dresses? I think about that from time to time with my own family, and I haven't seen people wear many dresses over the years. I probably get yelled at, but I haven't. Most were wearing
There's a couple
capris and stuff.
of our charter members. You
Uh-huh.
got to look at the admission prices.
Oh gosh,
This was one of the very early, I would say in the 40s.
adults $1 plus 20 cents tax. Children 50 cents. Oh, a reserve seat was $1.50.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had a
That-
section reserve seats for a while.
You don't have that anymore, though,
No.
right? All one seat. So I bet that was a lot of fun. So, okay, these are great pictures. Uh-oh, here we go.
Now comes the pomp and circumstance. That's the grand entry, or just before the national anthem,
Okay,
which is sang every night.
very good. And you have lights, obviously,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of floodlights.
Oh yeah.
Okay. There's a lot to this, isn't there? Okay.
Those are two of the participants in what we have as our kids' rodeo on Saturday afternoon for the little guys to get in, and they have stick horse racing, hula hoop or stick horse barrel racing, hula hoop roping, where they throw it over a hay bale, and a couple others.
So what's the barrel racing involved?
They just take a stick horse and run around a couple.
Oh, so
barrels.
they're not with live animals.
No,
'Cause
no,
you-
dude.
at one time, they were doing something with live
There
animals.
was,
Sheep
they
or
had
something?
sheep, yeah, but that was too dangerous.
Yeah, little kiddos.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more the kids 3 through 8. They dress up and win prizes, and
Okay, a little certificate
they all
there.
get a bag tag just like the real cowboy.
Oh, I love the gun there and the like, gunslinger there.
Yeah. He's wearing it in the wrong
I
spot.
Oh, that's cute.
That's Miss New York Rodeo.
Really? Now, where's she from?
She was down around Binghamton, I believe, that
Okay.
one.
You know, we forget, when people think of New York State, they always think of the big cities. But, 4-H, rodeos, all the rural areas, the farms, the dairy farming. I mean, people still really enjoy horseback riding and doing those kinds of sports, right?
Yep.
All right.
Those are dinners. There they are. You get on the line and you're hungry before you get there.
Oh, I can imagine right now, I can almost smell it right now. I got to ask you a question. Did you guys have to get rid of plastic?
Yes.
Yeah, you had to go to that cardboard kind of a
Yeah.
thingy, containers. And you said you have takeout, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's our new clown this year, Rob Gann. He says, when I interviewed him on the phone, I said, describe your act. He said, think Three Stooges and dynamite. He said, I like to blow things up, so
My gosh.
we should have a bang up time.
All right, well, let's talk about this clown for a minute. So, I mean, what does the clown traditionally do? Just run around and do funny things, or?
He has acts kind of like in between this, so we can get the next event set up. But he's at the end of the night, his main goal is he's the island in the middle of the arena for either the cowboys or the contestants during the bull riding.
So
or the clowns or the.
he does a distraction, right?
Right.
To protect the cowboy that maybe fell off or rider or whatever.
Right.
All right, give me a little clue. What are they going to blow up? You can.
Haven't got a clue.
I don't know. That's all he told me.
He's going to blow things up.
You're going to blow things up.
Boom.
He does like his pyrotechniques.
Okay, well, that should be fun. All right, what are we have here? This person looked like they're airborne almost.
He's on a bareback horse. You hold on with one hand and like a suitcase handle, and you wedge your hand in it with a glove, and it's one hand for 8 seconds.
No. Look at the size of those hooves. And no reins,
Nope.
just said, oh my gosh.
Then the horse goes on vacation after 8 seconds back to the pasture, and that horse may work twice during the week.
Look at the size of hooves. All right, here's an important thing that we mentioned last time you were here. Animal rights people, they say, wow, you're torturing those animals. I mean, you have a veterinarian there. I mean, you have protect these animals like they're royalty, right?
In my rule book that I have to go by, I get fined $1,000 if I don't have a veterinarian on site.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have an ambulance, I get fined $500.
Mm-hmm.
And these animals, for example, our stock contractor, Painted Pony Rodeo, he paid $30,000 for one of his bulls.
$30,000
for a bull. And these animals are bred to buck. They are inbreeding these things to where they they love that bucking, and they
Right.
know when they're, yeah. And of course, you go out to Las Vegas to the sales they have out there. They're paying $100,000 for a top horse.
Holy cow.
You're certainly not going to abuse them.
Right, right. So, and again, to remind people, this is a sport, right? I mean, maybe it's not for everybody, but it's still a sporting event. All right, what do we got here? That looks like barrel racing, am I right?
Barrel racing, yeah.
Look at the angle of that. Now, is that a female rider?
Yes.
She's coming around that bend really fast.
It's a cloverleaf pattern,
Okay.
and it's the fastest time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're up against, and they're down to the 10th of a second.
Okay, rain or shine?
Yep.
Rain or shine. So if it's raining and you want to come out, just bring an umbrella.
Yep.
And sometimes that's the most fun.
I bet the riders enjoy that. Whoa, now what do we got here? This guy
Okay.
is like flying here.
That's the saddle bronc riding.
Okay.
They call it an association saddle, so all the saddles are pretty much designed the same. There's no saddle horn for obvious reasons, and you hold on
Ouch.
with one hand to a rein that's braided.
All right, so
nylon.
this is sort of like bareback, but has a saddle.
Has a saddle and a rein that you can hold on to.
8 seconds?
Yep.
Why 8 seconds, I wonder? They must be figured out that's between life and death. Go 9 seconds, you're in trouble. Oh my God. Oh, come on. What is this?
Steer wrestling.
Of course.
They said that
Is that like cow tipping?
actually you more or less bail off a horse running at, off your horse that's running about 30 miles an hour, and
Jump on that
you have
animal.
to turn the steer so he's facing a different direction and lay him on his side. all
That
4
steer
feet.
has horns.
Yep.
Are those specially bred for this?
They're brought in. They're Mexican Corianis.
You know a lot of this stuff, don't you? Mexican Corianis.
I've been involved with the rodeo since I was 5.
Oh no, no, no! For those of you listening on the radio right now, I am looking at a guy with a helmet on, and he's on an animal that looks like a blimp. What is this?
That's your bull riding. That's a Brahma cross.
Oh my gosh!
It's a braided rope that
Okay.
they slide their hand in. They have a handhold braided into it. They wrap it around their hand once or twice. Hold on with your grip, and 8 seconds again. No spurring required in the bull riding, but it does add points.
That's nuts. No, this doesn't look so bad. What do you got to do here?
This is the ladies' breakaway roping.
All right.
Pretty much, I can't remember how long the rope is. They rope the calf,
Yeah.
and rather than have to dismount, there's like a rubber band that holds it to their saddle horn. So as soon as they rope it, the calf hits the end of the rope and it pops the band off, and there's like a flag on it, and that's when the time stops.
Justin, we could do that one. That's not so bad. You just chase this calf, throw your rope around his head, and
When
done.
the rope breaks,
No more jumping there, no horns involved.
It's like, I think some of the records are like 3 seconds.
Wow.
this is team roping, where one cowboy ropes the steer's horns and the other does both hind legs.
What?
One hind leg, it's a 5-second penalty.
2 against 1.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just hold on a second, the picture. So I'm assuming that this all goes back to a purpose in real life for cowboys, that they would do this to brand them or whatever.
The timed event stuff, that's how they doctored them. Used to doctor all their cattle out in the open fields, out in the big ranches. And then the saddle bronc started from ranch hands saying who was the better better
Right,
hand
always a
at riding.
competition. I'm bigger than better than you, yeah.
And then it just progressed into this.
So, like, how much money you get if you're the best Brahma bull rider, and I still live the next day? How much money do I get out of this deal?
From Gerry, they can get up to like $1,000.
$1,000 for 8 seconds. I don't know. What does that come out to an hour? That's a lot of money.
Well, you know, these are the real athletes because they don't get paid. They not only don't get paid, but they have to pay their own travel expenses. They have to pay an entry fee to even get in. Imagine paying to get onto a bull. They couldn't pay me to get on, let alone. and their entry fees are $75 to $200, I
Yep.
think,
Holy mackerel.
depending
Depending
on
on
the
the
event. And they lose that if they don't win.
Yeah.
They go on to the next
It's like
rodeo.
gambling.
They've paid their travel fees and travel
So
expenses.
how far down do you pay prize money? Like
Normally 4 spots.
4 spots. And how many people usually are in an event? Like 20 people or something?
10, between 10 and 20.
All right, so the odds are pretty good. And if you have a good night, get the right animal. How much is that Primal bull weigh? I'm pushing now.
2,000.
A ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Some of them have horns too.
I believe last year the high money winner for the whole PRCA for one event
Yeah.
was $325,000. No thanks. Some rodeos pay $10,000 an event.
Now, these guys break bones, right?
Yeah.
All right. They're athletes. They're in a rough sport, I guess.
Our clown worked as, I talked to him, pardon me, he worked as a bullfighter for a while, gave it up, he got hooked, thrown in the air, came down, split his pelvis, and he decided then that he was going to go into comedy.
Sometimes there's just nothing more to say. Oh my God, what is this? Another guy with a helmet and a big animal. What is it?
That's another picture.
That's
of
a
bull
horn
riding.
on that animal, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that's probably about a ton also?
Yeah, between 1,800 and 2,000.
Oh boy. But you know, it's pretty darn exciting to watch these guys do this, and you're cheering for them, right? Yeah. What do we got?
That's an award we won in 2019. That we were the contestants' favorite rodeo.
And we won that, I think, 3 times, right?
4.
4 times.
4 times. So people like to come to see you guys. So you said about a couple hundred contestants, right?
Yeah.
Different events. And how many events are there?
8.
8. All right. So just list the events slowly so everybody can get an idea what they're going to see.
Bareback,
Okay?
saddle bronc, bull riding, team roping, steer wrestling, tie down roping, barrel racing, and breakaway roping.
Good for you. Guys, we have about 2 minutes left, so let's go through the numbers one more time. First of all, the Gerry Rodeo is just east of Jamestown towards Faulkner area. It's on the map, easy to get to.
6 miles north of Jamestown on Route 60, you'll run right into us.
Right into it. The dates are again.
August 2nd through the 5th.
And if they want a combo package, let's push the combo package. This is dinner plus the rodeo. It's how much?
$30 for the adult and senior, and it's $18 for the kids.
And that's for an evening of entertainment and dinner.
And
Yeah.
children 3 and under are free.
Well, that's a good deal. All right. And let's see. Getting tickets, we said they can go online at where, Paul?
www.GerryRodeo.org,
Okay.
or phone number is 716-985-4847. And you'll talk to a live person.
All righty. And the proceeds are going to where, and why is this important?
The proceeds go to the Gerry Fire Department, and that's our way of being able to continue helping. You're helping us to continue helping you.
Okay.
Another thing that's neat, after the show, the cowboys and clown and so forth are available for autographs and pictures.
Oh,
So
nice.
kids love that.
I don't think we ever talked about that.
Yeah.
So there's a midway, there's dinner, there's the show, and you said what kind of children activities are there? Face painting?
Face
Face
painting,
painting,
sand art.
where they can
Pony.
fill like the bottles with sand and stuff. Pony rides.
And there's food and
Yeah.
Western wear, buy cowboy hats and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And every kid wants to be a cowboy, cowgirl, cow person, cow rider.
And they can do that Saturday afternoon at 4.
Okay. Well, folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guests today have been Paul Cooley and Tom Atwell from the Gerry Rodeo. And once again, it's going to be a great season for you guys. I hope the weather's really good. And again, from August 2nd to the 5th. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can watch again 2 and 8. Paul, one more time, their phone number is 985
4847.
4847. Guys, have a great season. I hope things go well for you. Make lots of money, and thanks for all you do to save all our lives throughout the year. All right, we're going to do this again next Saturday. Stay tuned and have a great weekend. Get out there and enjoy everything that's cool here in Chautauqua County, including the Gerry Rodeo, August 2 through 5. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Thanks.
Okay.